I come here to beat one person, and that's it, and that's me.
What kind of rookie response was that, Evan?
Yeah, if you want, you know, tabloid type.
Yes, that's what we're looking at. We're not looking for cheap tabloid responses, folks. Of course we are.
I'm probably not the guy to ask for that. That's the honest to God truth. I train, I bodybuild to be the best that I can possibly be, to beat myself, and that's 100% the truth.
Prior to stepping foot on the Olympia stage, I'd qualified in 2009 for the Olympia when I won the New York Pro, and then again in 2011 when I won the Flex Pro and placed 4th at the Arnold. And both years I decided to not take advantage of that qualification because I didn't feel that I was ready to get on that stage. I mean, it's a huge honor and something that's, at least to me, far too meaningful to take so lightly as to say, well, I'm gonna do it just to do it, or I'm gonna do it just because I qualified, or I'm gonna do it just to get my feet wet. I don't think it really reflects the prestige or the seriousness of the show. So for me, it was okay. I need to wait until I'm ready, where I feel like I can have a respectable showing and I feel comfortable and ready to be someone that's really worthy to step on that stage. Actually, it was somebody who got me involved in the sport. There's a good buddy of mine named Ron Rich, and he kind of talked me into competing. And at the time, I didn't know what the NPC was or the IFBB. I couldn't tell you anything about, I mean, I'd been to like a couple of shows, but I was really just into training. I liked it. And Ron at 10 weeks out said, okay, I've got a show for you. You've got to do the show. It's the perfect one for you, and I think you can do it, and I think you could actually win it. And I was 10 weeks out from, it was the NPC Bev Francis Atlantic States. I dieted 10 weeks. I dieted really hard. Again, made, you know, plenty of mistakes. Didn't necessarily know exactly what I was doing. But anyways, I ended up winning the heavyweight class and the overall. But people ask me all the time, well, what's the most meaningful contest, you know, in your, that you've done? It's funny because probably the 2 New York shows I've done. My amateur, the first time I competed as an amateur at the Bev and I won. And then when I did my first pro show, the New York Pro in 2009, and I really got to say, I mean, I always work hard, but that one I especially busted my ass for. And there was a lot of pressure for that one because it was my rookie debut, and people were, you know, it's always, was he gonna, you know, just be another guy, you know, on the scene, or is he someone who can really put a dent in the competition and actually be a good pro? And I felt like I had a lot of people doubting me. But I just the same, I had plenty of people supporting me. So winning that one, I remember walking to the hotel that night with Erica, and it was you know, it was like late spring, and it was a nice night, and like all like the pressure was off, and I just felt like, oh my God, I'm so fortunate. Like, I can't believe that this happened. This is just incredible. Yeah, you know, there've been a few guys along the way. Like when I look back to the first time I bought a magazine, my mom had gotten me a Flex magazine for, I forget what it was. It might have just been like to go along with a birthday present. I think it was maybe my 15th birthday, and Mike Matarazzo was on the cover. And I remember it grabbing my attention because it was part of the spread. I think he had boxing gloves on. I remember seeing the guy's calves, and I don't know, he looked really cool to me. That was probably my first inspiration, was Mike Matarazzo. Dorian Yates was someone who I found really inspiring, like someone who was, you gotta really give the guy credit when you think, okay, here's a dude just training in some basement. He himself has to believe, okay, I'm gonna be the best. If you ask me now who I think it's tough to say because Arnold is Arnold, you know, so you can't, if someone says, who's the greatest bodybuilder of all time? You kind of have to, you have to say Arnold. But one guy that I think is really, really awesome is Lee Haney. He seems like a true gentleman, well-spoken, educated, and reading about some of the things that he did when he was a reigning Mr. Olympia, things that he did with kids, and the fact that he's still married to his high school sweetheart. He's just someone who you could really look up to and admire, and this is all on top of the fact that he was an 8-time Mr. Olympia and had one of the greatest physiques of all time, and I think was retired and done by the time he was like 32. I mean, what else could you say? I mean, Lee Haney is truly, truly awesome, and somebody that I personally look up to and admire. I mean, I know that with a lot of I guess athletes in general, that requires intense focus and possibly being selfish, because what you're doing is a self-centered thing. Things like marriage and kids or family should come later in life. I mean, I have a 2-year-old, and Erica and I are engaged. I call her my wife, but we haven't had time to plan a wedding yet. I don't think you can always choose when it's going to be, and that if and when it comes, you say like, yes, thank you so much. And I remember the day I got the call from Erica. I remember hanging up the phone with her and thinking like, okay, I mean, this was unexpected, and I don't know that I'm ready, but I mean, this is awesome, because I mean, I knew that's always what I wanted, and what I wanted with her, and that's what I wanted eventually anyways. So if it came now, hey, whatever. I mean, it's saying, if you want to make God laugh, make a plan. Would I trade, what I have right now for a little bit more time to, focus on myself? Hell no. I mean, Jesus, how much more can I focus on myself? It's nuts as it is. The one thing I like most about having those 2 girls in my life is that they add balance. And I mean, I'm happy as hell to come home, to see the both of them. One of the things that I've enjoyed most, they never cease to make me proud to be associated with them, because they never do anything that's off color. They never do anything tacky or cheesy. They've never asked me ever to say, wow, it'd be nice if you say you use this product, or, it'd be great if you could attribute this product to some type of improvement you've seen. Never once. If someone asks you about a product and you don't use it, we don't expect you to say that you do. We expect that you're truthful. And that, to me, is worth so much, because once your integrity is gone, it's gone. And with them, I've been able to retain, to have my word retain its value. That's probably the one thing I appreciate most about them, in addition to the fact that aside from being one of the largest companies, even on an international level, and been around probably the longest out of any of the current players, I don't have to talk to 50 people. It's a family-owned. Look, anybody who knows me know that I really like family-owned stuff, because what you get there versus a corporate, whether it's a gym, a restaurant, whatever, family-owned is what I like. That's where I tend to be comfortable. It's what I appreciate, and that's also what I get from them.